What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about some Mullen. I don't know if I need to say this or not, but I'm not a financial advisor. You guys know that. You get the warning before every video. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. All right, so what I want to talk about in this one is just a little bit of news. Who's betting against Mullen? We'll look at the ortex, we'll look at the charts. And I want to give you guys something else, a little bit extra. If you would just give me 30 seconds of your life. You know, this channel originally was started to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to. You allow me to talk freely about my thoughts and my opinions on a stock. It doesn't mean I don't like the stock. As I've told you in many videos, Mullen is a long-term hold for me. And when I say long-term hold, it's not I want to see Mullen hit $1. It's in my long-term portfolio. It's not even in my trading account. It is totally separate. It's just sitting there. Do not let my opinions affect your actions on the stock. You know, I talk to traders, I talk to long-term investors, and I want you both to reap whatever benefits that you came in here for. I don't care. You can even bet against me. It does not affect me. Like I said many times over, this channel is about trading. I like to be open, I like to be honest, I like to be transparent, I like to give you the best information that I possibly can in the given scenario, and I think that's why you guys give me a chance. You know, I have a lot of returning viewers, which is what I want. I'm not going to come on here every day and tell you what you want to hear. That's not my approach, but I think I will tell you kind of what you want to hear today, maybe, but you know, let's see how it goes. I have a lot of I was looking at the statistics. My viewers are actually more, what would you say? They're older. They got a little bit of time on them. They are a little bit more mature, so they can handle the videos that I throw out because they just want honesty. They want transparency, and that's what the channel was created on. And I will tell you, my man Arca, period. Look him up. He started a YouTube channel. He is along the same lines. He just wants to be open and honest with, you know, whoever's watching his videos to the best degree that he can, and that's why I started it. It's not about trying to get views. I know the views will come, and I know you return viewers come because you get honest, transparent look into whatever I'm seeing, and like I said, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. Come back tomorrow and maybe you'll agree with me, but we want to see who's betting against Mullen, right? I mean, that's always interesting. Let's look at it. Susquehanna International Group. Interesting. I bet a lot of you guys hate Susquehanna. Hey, why not? Citadel Advisors, what? Their name is on the list. There it is. Whatever. I bet a couple of you guys don't like Citadel either. But it is what it is. So they have put options against Mullen, 3.85 million shares. They have call options as well, so it's not negative totally, right? They're actually hedging their bet a little bit. They're entitled to their own opinion, much like we are. You know, we come on, we create a narrative, we talk about the narrative, we talk about our opinion, but anybody's entitled to their own opinion as well. So as of right now, I don't hate on anybody that's going either way as far as Mullen goes. Like I said, I have it in my long term. I have a vision of what the company could become, and I could be 100% wrong. But as of now, it's sitting in there, and it will sit in there for years as long as nothing crazy happens in my life. You know, I can't guarantee you it would never be sold, but as long as I can pay my bills, it's going to sit in my long-term retirement account. I'll tell you what, I do two things. I sell real estate and I trade stocks, and neither one of them are like the golden retirement plan. It has its ups and downs, so we'll do what we can. Citadel Advisors owns put options against 1.12 million shares and a call option against 1.23 million shares. So they are also hedging. It doesn't mean that they are 100% bearish on the stock. It just means that they don't know which way it's going to go. And much like us, we don't know which way it's going to go. So all we can do is take it one step at a time. We can create the narrative, we can talk about the narrative, and we can go from there. Looking at the ortex, how are we looking for today? It's a little bit of an increase. Fine. I can't give them a warning every day to not come in here and try to short this thing, but you know what, I'll do my best. Live short interest, 28.05% of the free float. Live short interest clocking in at 94.08%. Utilization, 100%. Nice. Days to cover are going up because our volume came down just a little bit. We talked about that in the last video. The volume is going to start getting tired. It's going to probably start coming back down to around that average point, and we'll talk about why. Cost to borrow, it looks like it is increasing nicely. So, you know, some of you long-term investors, I know this is frowned upon by a lot of the diamond hand community, but I talked to both of you. If, you know, that's a pretty decent interest rate. I'm just saying, you do what you want. I don't care. 29.69%. So if they want to keep coming at them, let that thing keep going up. Let's see if it keeps going up. There was a nice comment that was left on the last video. Now, I try not to get overly bearish or overly bullish unless there's a really strong case to go either way. So I just kind of trickle this in. But the comment was leading into a future video of mine, but I figured we might as well address it. The PR that has been coming out has been really nice, right? The constant PR that we've been getting, and that's kind of why I started doing live videos on Mullen, is because I just wanted to I created the narrative, and I saw the vision, and I kind of saw a strong turnaround point, and I just wanted to cover it for that time period just to see what happens. And you know what, it actually worked out, which is nice. The PR was coming in hot. But like the comment said, you know, it's one of those things where we really are going to need more at this point. The PR of the tour and everything coming out and the orders are great, but we are going to need more. And I 100% agree with that. At some point we are going to need, like the Fortune 500 or the battery, we're going to need something more to come out to get us to that next leg, that next hurdle, to really get some of these shorts to get out and to get more people going long on the vision. If you're trading it, you know, try to stay around the news, right? You know, buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. I think that's kind of a little bit of what we're seeing right now, which is okay. It took us a long way. It did. It took us a very long way, so we can't hate on that. What we're watching now, as far as the charts go, we were saying in the last video, watch this trend line that's coming down, just see if it's going to act as support. It is acting as support, but it's really not giving us the confidence that we need in order to push higher. Now, this is going to be a very hard day to tell you. I like to tell you what I see in the day and what I see in the future day, right? Any of us can come on here tomorrow and explain what happened in the past. It's not hard. We want to know what's going to happen in the future. We want to get a glimpse or an idea, because that's where you either make your money or you save your accounts. So we try to keep it going in the future. I would say we try to look to the future in all the videos and try to just prepare everybody. Even though I'm not a financial advisor, we can create the narrative, we can talk about it, we can see what's going on. FOMC Wednesday, right? It's coming out. So as far as today goes, and probably most of tomorrow, if you haven't locked in your trades by very early morning, you're just going to get pinned until that information comes out. We're going to be at a standstill. You're going to be trading off your gut, and I don't like to trade off my gut. I'm a very technical trader. I try to throw in some fundamentals in these videos because we need a little bit of fundamentals to go along with things. Yeah, because some of you are, like I said, longer term. You know, if you're just a scalper, a momentum trader, day trader, awesome, that's good. We just trade off the technicals. But if you're here for the vision, which is probably why you're coming back and watching the videos, you need a little bit of fundamentals to go along with the technicals, just to kind of understand them and see where they're going. So what I'm watching really closely, we're clinging. You know, you understand clinging, like we're fighting, we're doing our very best just to hang on, but you know what happens? Those fingertips, they get tired. They do. You either need a boost up from something, right, so you can get a better grasp or grip on whatever you're hanging on to, or your fingertips just get tired. So we're watching this very closely right now. I think it's I haven't changed any of these lines, but I think it's worthy of changing some of these lines just so you guys get a little bit better glimpse of what's actually going on. We're heading down right now. If you didn't know, I'm sure you know, but we are trending down, and it's steep. It's very steep. I mean, I've just put a couple of little quick guesses on here, just trying to guess the angle that we're actually trending down. But we're trending down. So I mean, looking at that, it doesn't give us a whole lot of confidence at the moment, but I will say it can't fall that steep forever, I wouldn't think. There's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some sort of holdup or fight from the other side as well. Falling wedges, they typically do break up, so I do expect it to try to fight its momentum and break back up. Now, we just drew this live. I did not do this, but look at where it is according to the fib. I told you these fib lines, they always seem to come to fulfillment at some point. So is it going to be in this falling wedge pretty hard until we hit this fib line and then get a pretty decent bounce? That's a very strong possibility. Now, I didn't draw this in advance, so I have no idea what I'm going to tell you right now, but I guess what I'm telling you is watch your accounts, have a trading plan, put something in place right now, because I don't know where you guys got in. We started talking about it around 22.5 and it made an awesome run. So if you're the trader, you knew what to do. If you're long-term visionary, then you're DCAing possibly. I would be watching for this. I would draw this trend line up on your charts. I'm on the 30-minute. I like the 30-minute because I am a momentum trader. I'm very short term if I'm actively trading something. So I just use the 30-minute for you guys as well, because you're not going to care about what the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, the monthly says. Is probably not going to have an impact on you if you are a strictly momentum swing day trader. It's just too long a time frame for you. So I'm going to assume most of you are either diamond handing this thing, or it's in your long-term portfolio, or if you are actively trading, then obviously we have another point of interest. Now, the point of interest is going to be down here around this fib that is clocking in somewhere. If the fib catches us 37.5, 38 cents, I would be looking there. If it wants to, sometimes they often fall through and then catch their strength on the way back up. Now, that's a big thing that I talk about on the channel, is catching things on the way back up. How often have you got into a trade and it immediately went against you? Because we can't time the top, we can't time the bottom. We can just kind of create a narrative or a thought around what's going to happen. So you really want to see that strength come back in. We don't care about catching every penny. We want to catch it on the way back up because it allows a chance for escape, if that is your game plan, to be able to escape. I'm watching what it's going to do. Tomorrow could be a gamble. It's 100% a gamble. If they want to rip this thing into midterms and they just brought it down so they can buy calls and just totally profit on them and rip them into oblivion, they can, which would totally change this TA. So today is one of those days that I'm going to tell you my TA is probably not worth a whole lot of anything. Mullen's been defying the overall markets pretty well. It's doing very well considering what the overall markets went through today. Strong pullback. But if we can't deny that we are in a downtrend. It's just something that we have to be honest and open with, and we have to expect that. So where's our volume cut? This is what we were talking about in the last video. The volume cut, you can see it's very easy to drop us through in the volume cut because there's just not enough real buyer-seller activity that's going on there. So that would also bring us down to about that 37 range before that volume really steps back up that we can track. Now, buyers can step in at any point that they want to, but this is just something that you're keeping in mind. The 37 fib level, the 37 volume shelf, and then the overall FMC, what the markets are going to do tomorrow. We have to be in tune to that. It's nothing that we can disregard. So I hope you guys have a trading plan. I hope you got it put in place. I hope you're fixed and, it's in your mind. And whenever that time comes, you know exactly what you're going to do. You don't want to second guess yourself. Like I said, just because if you ever sell out of a trade, it doesn't mean you're no longer interested in the trade. It means you came, you got what you wanted, and now you're watching it. You're waiting on the sidelines, and you're waiting for what the next move is. Now, we'll just see how this all plays out. We're going to see how, some more PR that's going to come into effect because they added a couple of dates to the strikingly different. Is that going to give us any kind of momentum or not? I also have this fib circle that we started talking about, but we ran so good that it's pushed it out just a little bit on us. So we're going to pay attention to the fib circle as that comes a little bit closer. We got plenty of time in there till that actually comes into effect. So let's see what the Fed wants to do with the market. Are they going to be a little more dovish than they have been hawkish? Are we going to see a little bit of possible rally into that midterms? And is Jerome going to do whatever the president wants him to do, or is he going to do whatever he wants to do? I don't know. We're retail. We don't get that kind of information. We just have to speculate. We have to think. We have to decide what is going to be the play. Overall, what's the SPY looking like? I mean, I'm sorry this is a longer video. We're just kind of rambling. We're talking. So the SPY, had a little breakout, got sucked back down in, and had a breakout and got sucked right back down in. So, it is sitting high. I will tell you that. If it wants to reject here, that would make sense that it would reject somewhere tomorrow around the 385 range. If it wants to break out of that 385 range, we are going to rally. That's my personal opinion. It could be a double top, so we really have no inclination. It's like 100% guessing. This is a double top. Could it reject here and just be, nightmare back down to 360 range? 100%. Could it be Jerome wants to listen to, make everything look good as far as going into midterms, and this thing just absolutely breaks out and rallies above this double top? Absolutely. So what are you watching for as far as tomorrow goes? Well, your immediate breakout retest would come around the 386 range as far as tomorrow. So call it 385.50 to 386. You see a breakout, you see a retest and a push. Obviously, the markets are going to rally. They're going to go higher. Be watching very closely at that $390 and call it 390. $390. You get past 350, you're okay. 390 to 350. Be watching for a triple top rejection. Otherwise, this thing's just going to run. We're just going to absolutely run the market. If you're looking for rejection points tomorrow, again, 385.50, 386 would be a very logical, strong rejection point, which would send this thing back down, and I'm not saying in one day, but back down to a retest of our trend line down here around 360 overall. It's going to do the nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. It's going to do your back and forths. But if we start seeing a trend reversal, then we're watching for that as well. So that's what I have for you, because tomorrow is going to be a very unpredictable, highly unpredictable day, and that's going to affect Mullen. I will 100% probably guarantee you that it is going to have some sort of impact, whether positive or negative, as far as Mullen goes. So I apologize again. I didn't realize this video was going to go so far. I don't use notes. I just talk about what's on my mind, what I'm thinking about, what I'm looking for, and I want everybody that's watching these videos to be just as prepared as I am. Again, not financial advice. You do what makes sense. You do what works for you. And I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.